How well positioned do you think HBO Max is in a market that is already quite busy?
Well, I think what people forget is that there are 32, 33 million existing subscribers to HBO. So whereas a Disney Plus was starting from zero when it launched, and it had an amazing first day, 10 million, and it skyrocketed up to 50, the reality is HBO is starting with a base of 32 million plus subscribers. And the question is, HBO has been in and around the 30 million level for years. I mean, literally for years. And I think the question they're focused on is, well, how do you take this thing from 30 million subs and grow it to 50, 60, 70 million plus subscribers in the U.S., not to mention expanding around the world? And I think you have to do that by making it broader. I mean, HBO was a very kind of intellectually highbrow, premium comedy and drama. It wasn't a place where you had kids content or realities or rom-coms. I mean, when you look at the diverse content from catalog TV shows like Friends and Big Bang, Ren and Stimpy, Rick and Morty, you have a really diverse array of content now that I think is going to attract more subscribers, but also give existing subscribers far more to do. And I think the key that everyone forgets, you're not paying anything more than what you were paying for HBO before. I mean, it's the same $15. You're just getting a heck of a lot more than you were before.
Right, but that 30 million subscribers certainly doesn't compare to what Disney Plus has now after less than a year of existence, and far less than what Netflix has. So how do you compare HBO Max to now the folks that are already in this market? Of course, there's Netflix and Disney Plus, which has been doing quite well.
Well, just remember, Disney Plus, you're talking global numbers versus just U.S. numbers, and so the HBO number is still a very large domestic-only number when you're talking about the HBO base. And this is a service in HBO that is far broader than Disney. I mean, Disney, they're ramping their originals over time, but most of it is a relatively young, skewing service, which is why it's priced so low, at $5.99 or $6.99, with a lot of people taking it for less. This is really a four quadrant. I mean, HBO is trying for all forms of content. It's a very big bet. It's clearly, if you look at what John Stankey's been saying about AT&T, this is their future. I mean, it's not DirecTV. It's not linear cable networks. Like HBO Max is their future, I don't want to say weapon, but sort of like that's the engine of growth. And I think the reason you know that is they went out and they hired Jason Kilar from Hulu, who basically built Hulu into what it became, today. You go out and you get someone like that, an outsider to come in to build. I think it's because you have a very bold vision for what you are. And I know it's fun. Everyone loves talking about streaming wars. I mean, every place you hear streaming wars, this and this entrant and that entrant. It's far less about Netflix versus HBO versus Disney versus Amazon Prime. All of these services are taking tremendous time and attention away from linear TV. That is the real focus is, remember, there are 80 million people still spending upwards of $100 a month for linear TV. Not only is there no sports on right now, and sports will come back, but if you're not a sports fan, all the best content isn't in the bundle. All the best content you can get a la carte through all these streaming services. You don't need to have a bundle, and I think that's why we saw record cord cutting in Q1. Over 2 million people cut the cord. And I think you're going to see 8 to 10 million for the full year, especially given the after effects of COVID in terms of the economy, whatever recessionary impacts. I mean, so many people out of jobs. Like, I think it's just you're going to see an all-time record cord cutting. And so there's going to be a lot of dollars to redeploy because it's a lot cheaper to sign up for HBO Max and Netflix than it is to have a cable subscription.
So let's talk about the content pipeline then, because that affects all of these competitors, streaming and, of course, linear television. Even Disney hasn't restarted film and TV production. Of course, it seems like the country is starting to reopen, but there could be a second wave. We don't know how long we're going to be in this situation. How does that impact, HBO Max and everyone else, especially with this new service, though, just getting off the ground?
Look, this is an issue for everyone. I mean, I wish I had a crystal ball, Emily, and I could tell you like how you do traditional film and TV production. You're not going to be able to have lots of extras. I mean, thank God Game of Thrones finished its run, because I actually don't know how you would film a new season of Game of Thrones when you think about shooting in multiple countries, massive casts, lots of extras, like the whole challenges of shooting things like that. We're going into a new normal. I don't know how you do that. Obviously, things that are on sound stages that are relatively small group productions are easy. Reality TV like The Bachelor, like I have no idea how you're going to do things like that in this new world with physical, social distancing, and the intimacy issues are all of these things are going to be real challenges for starting production. But I'm going to go back to your question is basically with these services just launching, how is it going to affect them? The good news for someone like HBO Max, and more importantly, the broader Warner Brothers, which fuels it, there is a massive, massive library. So, you put 290 episodes of Big Bang out there today, 260 episodes of Friends. I mean, there is a lot of library content, and they are only giving you a sneak peek today of what's available. You're going to see more and more library content roll in the weeks and months ahead. And so, look, when production restarts, it's going to help all of these services. But I do think that the library is going to be a big advantage. A lot of this library content, I mean, something like Big Bang has never been available commercial-free before. I mean, it was available on TBS late at night, and you could watch it with commercials. This is the first time you can basically binge I think it's 12 seasons of Big Bang. You can binge it all now. And so the library is going to be a big asset. And you even see companies like Apple now going out and looking and hunting for some library content. I think, you had Lucas Shaw write about that on Bloomberg a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was last week, that, everyone is looking to bulk up on library now. And I think that really advantages what WarnerMedia is trying to do with HBO Max.